What's going on, everybody? Welcome to my top 5 Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom tips. Let's get right into it, guys. So, you've just picked up your first ever copy of The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Maybe you've played Zelda Breath of the Wild, but this is your first playthrough of Tears of the Kingdom. Okay, well, what the heck do I do here, is what everyone is going to be asking. And those of you watching this video, this is what I'm going to answer. So, let's get started with the first tip. So, once you first boot up Tears of the Kingdom, what's going to happen is you're going to get the cutscene. I'm not going to spoil anything, but you get the cutscene, you get through that, then stuff happens, and then you get to the Sky Islands. Once you complete the Sky Islands, which is probably like an hour or two of gameplay, what I'm first going to tell you to do is to go get all of the Skyview Towers. Now, this is going to be very helpful during your journey, and I say this because you can easily fast travel to many different locations across the map with your Skyview Towers. If you don't have any Skyview Towers, first of all, your map will be completely empty. You'll have no idea where the heck you are. And then, yeah, like fast traveling is going to be a lot easier for you. And as you discover more shrines, you can also identify where they are, not just have them be on a blank piece of map. The next tip I'm going to give you guys is to get lots of good fuse weapons. And how you do this is once you get your fuse ability and you're done with the introductory Sky Islands, then you can go start fighting monsters and enemies. And if you get really good monster parts, then you can actually fuse them to your weapons and shields and your arrows when you shoot with your bow. But you can't fuse any monster parts to your bow, sadly. But this is still a really good tip because it'll give you a head start before you start your journey, and you can get really good weapons with it. Some monsters I would recommend that you start fighting is once you get to the ground, you're gonna have to obviously build your way up, so you should definitely start with just whatever you find, like bokoblins and moblins, but don't go looking for any big monsters first or really hard monsters like the Gleeoks or other enemies like Hinoxes and things like that. Just build your way up, and then eventually, once you get really good weapons, I would say go for the Gleeoks, go for the Hinoxes, go for Stone Taluses, go for all sorts of those things. Oh, and Lynels. Lynels are really good too. This next tip is pretty important because the depths is another third of the Hyrule map. And if you don't get enough light roots, which are the things that will cover the area of your map by producing light, then you're going to be out of luck when searching for things and stuff like that. As you can see at this moment, I do not have a lot of light roots, but I have a good amount. But I still have a lot. I believe there's around 120 light roots around there. It might be 126 or something like that. But the light roots are very important and crucial to your Tears of the Kingdom journey, especially because there are lots of good things you can do in the depths. This next tip might be a little bit confusing, but I'll explain it, don't worry. So, stamina is basically your energy in Tears of the Kingdom, and you'll run out of it, as you'll notice once you boot it up, if you run for too long, or basically it just means when you get tired. So you can get more stamina by praying to goddesses after you get 4 of Raru's blessings, or whatever you call them, from shrines. And what I am going to recommend that you guys do is prioritize getting more stamina. So get a max stamina wheel, but just prioritize that. And then you can also get hearts, but hearts are secondary in my opinion when it comes to this matter. So just make sure you get lots of stamina and lots of hearts. And finally, the last tip I'm going to give you guys. This is pretty straightforward, but a lot of people don't do it, so I'm going to remind you guys to prepare for the story's boss fights, and especially once you get to the very end after many hours of playing, hundreds, maybe thousands of hours of playing. Once you get to Ganondorf, you need to have prepared, and especially for the story's boss fights, because some of them are a lot more challenging than Breath of the Wild's boss fights. So just make sure you prepare for those and get lots of good fused weapons, fused shields. Make sure you don't run out of arrows. Like, I run out of arrows all the time, so it's kind of being a little bit hypocritical, but just make sure you guys don't run out of arrows, and make sure that you make the most of all of your assets in the game. And that's going to be it for today, guys. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe, leave a like, comment down below what you thought, and punch the notification bell. And I will see you guys in the next time. Goodbye.